Okay, we can solve these equations and solve this puzzle also. These are going to be two-step equations, so I'm going to do the first one that's on here. It's right here. These problems don't have numbers, they have letters here. So we'll just call it problem O. We'll do that first. I've highlighted it there. I'm going to write it down on the side here. That's 4y minus 9 equals 15. There we go. 4y minus 9 equals 15. Now we want to find y. In other words, we want to get the y by itself. That means we need to get rid of the 4 and the negative 9. The best way to do this is to get rid of the 9 first, or the negative 9. Another way to say that is they have subtracted 9, so what we want to do is the opposite or the inverse of that. We want to add 9 to both sides. We want to add 9 here, and we want to add 9 here. Of course, when we add up negative 9 and positive 9, we get 0, the easiest number in the world. We don't even need to write that down. We just cross off the 9 and the negative 9. Now we want to write down what we didn't cross off. We didn't cross off the 4y. We also didn't cross off the equals. And we're left with 15 plus 9, which is 24. Okay. Now we can get rid of the 4. Now they didn't write this here, and I'm going to, but this is really 4 times y. We usually don't use the times symbol because it looks a little bit too much like the letter X. I want to say we probably should say we usually don't use that symbol. So that's 4 times y. There we go. Small dot there. So if they times or multiplied, we want to do the opposite of that, the inverse of that. The inverse of multiplying by 4 is to divide both sides by 4. When we do that, we can simplify these 4's, and then we're left with y is equal to, what, 24 divided by 4, which is 6. So that's our answer, y equals 6. And I'm going to write that here on the side of that problem, 6. Now, the way we solve this puzzle, by the way, all the math is done now, so if you don't want to do the puzzle, that's fine, but I think they're kind of lame, they're kind of corny, they're dad jokes or whatever. But what we would do here is we would look at the top for 6, and wherever we see a 6, we'll write the letter O. Let me make sure that's clear here. Since we have, right? Since problem O, the answer to problem O is a 6, we want to look at the top and find where there's a 6. By the way, sometimes there's more than one of these. So I see a 6 right here. I'm going to put the letter O here, okay, on top of that 6. Okay. Move that over just a little bit. Next, let's try problem A. Here we are. Problem A. I'm going to rewrite it. It's 6x plus 7 is equal to negative 5. All right. Now, we want to get rid of the 6 and the 7. The 7 would be the thing that would be easiest to get rid of first. And I'm going to go ahead and use the number line on this one since I have it at the bottom here. But let me write what I just said first. I'm going to get rid of the 7. They added 7, so we're going to want to subtract 7 from both sides. From this side, minus 7, and from this side, minus 7. And we talked about, adding and subtracting negative numbers, so we can use a number line to show how this works. Down here on this number line, we're going to start at negative 5, and then we're going to add a -7. So we're going to go 7 to the left. So here's -5 right here. Just we'll run out of room, but we can still do it. -5. And if we go 7 to the left, again, we'll run out of room, but we can figure it out. If we go 7 to the left, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's where we run out of room. 6 and 7. So even though we've run out of room, you could probably tell that that's going to be a -12 right there. Oops. Let's fix that. -12 is where we ended up. So this number line is really not big enough for all that we want to do, but you can get the idea. Anyway, and that's something you would probably do in your head also. But when you get stuck, think of that number line. Again, you probably don't want to write it down every time. Wouldn't hurt. So we're going to end up with 6x, and that's equal to -12. Now we need to get rid of the 6. And again, they didn't write it here. This is why we don't always use the x, because we don't want to put the multiplication symbol. We'll use a little dot there. This is 6 times x, or x times 6. They've multiplied by 6. We want to do the inverse of that, which is dividing both sides. That's the important part. We do it on both sides. We can divide by 6. That will simplify, and we're left with what we didn't cross off. We cross off the x, cross the equals. Now, 12 divided by 6 is 2, so -12 divided by 6 is -2. Let's put that answer here, -2. And so, again, we're going to look at the top here, if you want to do the puzzle, and wherever we see a -2, we will put the letter A, because that A is right here. So, and again, check, some of these problems have more than, yeah, there's 2 -2. So we're going to put the letter A, we're going to put the letter A here. There's a -2. My writing's not, I think I can blow this up. Let's move it around here. So I'm going to see if I can do that. Put the letter A here. That's not a very good A. And also here, letter A. All right. So anyway, even though my writing's a little bit sloppy, you can see how you just fill in those letters. Again, doing the letters is just for fun. The math is what's important. That we got 6 on the first problem, problem O, and then problem A, we got a -2. If you do the puzzle, like I said, remember that that sometimes there's more than one time that you'll have to write that letter down.